Yo, what's going on guys, your boy Max here, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be covering the in-game settings in Fortnite that will help you boost your FPS and get your FPS to be higher. And without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. So let's go into the settings. So the window mode you always want to have on full screen, unless you do really alt tab a lot, then you might want to have it on a windowed full screen. So you can select that. However, if you lot don't, play with Discord and Spotify or Google Open and stuff like that, then you want to have it on full screen. It will give you faster response times in game for your keyboard and mouse or controller, and it will actually give you a bit of FPS on the side as well. Next, for the resolution, you definitely want to have it on 1920 by 1080p if you do play on a 1080p monitor and your PC is solid, like the mid to higher range. But if your PC isn't, the strongest and it's got some old graphics card, old processor and all of that stuff, and you've had your PC for a couple of years, then definitely go for the 1600 by 900. The aspect ratios for all of these are the same. All it will do is make your game look a little bit blurry, a little bit more blurry than, say, the 1080 one. But it's worth the FPS, like this simple as. Next, for the frame limit, you never ever want to have it on unlimited, because the frames just fluctuate so much in game nowadays and it's just really not worth it. It will keep jumping from like a really high value to a value that's like 100 FPS lower, so it will probably cause screen tearing and stuff like that, and it just won't give you a nice gaming experience at all. So what a lot of people recommend including is Cherian, is capping your FPS one value above the monitor refresh rate, and this will basically mean that if you do play on a 60Hz monitor, you'll have to use the 120 FPS. If you play on a 144Hz monitor, play on 160, and if you play on 240, don't play on unlimited, play on 240 FPS. This will mean that you'll get way less frame drops, and they're just gonna be not as severe as they would be if you played on unlimited anyway. So that's what you want to do for your frame limit. Now let's go down to graphics quality. You want to have all of these on low or off, and for view distance it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Epic does give you an advantage if you want to take comp seriously and stuff. There's not much of a difference between Far and Epic. Far obviously will give you more FPS because Epic is basically gonna render in more stuff that's further away from you. But you can have it on near if you kind of just play the game casually, and these two won't, like the Far and Epic setting won't always save you or something, so it's not absolutely necessary to run it at Epic or Far, especially with how bad this season is in terms of the FPS drops. So even I'm gonna be putting it to near from now on. And your 3D resolution you definitely want to have at 100, because if you put it on anything lower than that, let me just show you guys, 36%. Update that, look how bad the game looks like, bruh. And then let's go back to 100%. There we go, and it looks way better. Anyway, moving on, VSync you definitely want to have off with motion blur as well. Also, it doesn't really matter what you have for your show FPS, but I like having it on so that I know when my FPS is dropping. For the DirectX version you want to have 11 or 12, of course. 12 is in beta mode right now, but you want to experiment with these two. Basically what it is DirectX 12 is kind of for the higher end GPUs and the newer ones, while 11 is pretty much for everybody, and I use 11 myself. And by the way, if you do use 12, then if you do alt tab a lot, your game can crash, so that's why I kind of use 11. Then for allow multi-threaded rendering, you either want to have it on or off, depending on how many cores your CPU actually has. So how do you check how many cores your CPU actually has? What you want to do is press Ctrl Alt Delete, hold them all down, go to Task Manager. After that, you're gonna want to go into Performance, and then as you can see, we're on CPU right here, and over here you've got the the number of cores you have basically. As you can see, my one's a 6-core processor, so I definitely want to be running the multi-threaded rendering on. Basically, if you have 4 cores or more, you want to have it on, and if you have less than 4 cores, you want to have it off. And finally, use GPU crash debugging, you definitely want to have off. I mean, as you can see, it literally says enabling this feature comes at a small performance cost, and you don't want those performance costs, right? So yeah, that's about it for this tab. And finally, you want to go over here and then go all the way down, and for replays you want to turn all of them off. Once again, it literally says recording replays can reduce performance and take up hard drive space, and you don't want that to be happening. I mean, the replays are kind of useful sometimes, but if you've got a GeForce experience like me, you can just press Alt Z and then bang, you've got your stuff on here, and you can basically, you know, instant replay and record like the last 20 minutes or however long you want. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. This boost will pretty much be working forever, because this game isn't likely to change engine again, and the one that it uses right now is actually pretty poor, I'm not gonna lie. The frame drops are just ridiculous in this game compared to others, but oh well. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And before you guys go, make sure you guys are using the code MAXGAMER7 in the Fortnite item store if you'd like to support me and the channel at no extra cost whatsoever. But do bear in mind that the code does reset every 14 days. But with that being said, the video comes to an end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.